Welcome, welcome. If you're just joining, welcome. Let me know if the audio sounds good. I'm trying to find how can I get to chat. Okay, I will be back in 1 minute. Welcome everyone. I'm gonna get started in just 1 minute. We're gonna cast the fifth pour. Oh, the chat goes there. Okay, I'm live streaming my phone right now, and I usually live stream on OBS on my computer. But this is just gonna be a quick live stream, so I didn't want to get all that stuff set up. So right now I'm gonna be casting the fifth pour out of 8 on my rocket grain right there. It's a little bit of behind the scenes. So this is a total of about 5 kilograms. I think it's 8.8 pounds. So I think it's about 5 kilograms. There's already 2 kilograms of propellant in there. It's about like up here, a little less than half. It's still warm because I just casted one a little bit ago. So that's where we're at right now. If you're wondering, I do small pours because there's way less air bubbles. If I were to do one big pour, a lot of air bubbles get trapped. So I do a bunch of little pours until I get up there. It bonds correctly, so there's no voids. Everything's inhibited. Whoa, this one tripod's a little weird. I got my other tripod with the FX30 on it because that will be actually video for the propellant video, which should come out soon. So before we get started, I've been trying a new tactic because this rocket candy really cools down really quickly when it touches a cold surface. So I've been using this heating pad. It doesn't get too hot. It only gets to about 100 degrees, which is not totally ideal. It's almost there. I want it to be at least 150, maybe 170. But this is all I got for now. I'll definitely upgrade for the next test of Mega X when I do the next grain. So here's where we're at right now. I'm gonna put this around the segment right above where we're gonna be casting, so it preheats the tube. So when the sorry, it's a little late. When the propellant goes down, it doesn't just cool right away when it touches the outside cardboard liner. So we're gonna get started. If I don't answer comments real quickly, I'm sorry because it's on the back of my phone and I can't see it when I'm over here. But yeah, so I got that plastic bag up there just to stop moisture from getting in. The bottom's fully sealed. It's hot glued with the bottom plate. So we're gonna take off that plastic bag. I'm gonna look in there. I can probably show you guys in there, even though it's really dark, so I'm not 100% sure if you guys will be able to see too well. But can I do a flash? Oh, I can do a flash on this. Okay, so I could probably get some good videos. So let me get you guys framed. At any point, if the audio's bad or the video is bad, let me know. The audio may get bad in a minute because I got to put on a respirator because I'm using potassium nitrate and it really gets in the air, and I really don't want to breathe that in. It's not good for you. So audio will get bad a little bit in a minute. What's up, Zero G Print? All right, so take off this. This just stops moisture from going in. We don't want moisture. Moisture is this rocket candy's worst. It's terrible for it. So take this off. I'm gonna put this heating pad on it so it starts heating right away, and then I will give you guys an angle of how it's looking right now. I need some type of light. I usually use my phone for a light to see down there, but it's live streaming, so I guess you guys are gonna get a view because I gotta use the flash on this. If we go down here, I'm not sure 100% how it's gonna, oh, okay. So yeah, there you go. I'm not sure how I can stop focusing on the corn rod but that's how it's looking down there. I'm gonna grab this heating pad with this tape. Here's my little ramming rod, if you're wondering what this is. I rammed on this because some propellant gets stuck on the side when I'm casting. Because this is very difficult to cast, it being 24 inches, 2 feet long. So, also, if you haven't liked the stream, please do. It helps the algorithm push out my videos to more people, which helps out a lot. You can grow a bigger community. And also, if you guys have any questions, make sure to comment, and then I will respond to them as quickly as possible. At some points coming up, I probably won't be able to respond to them right away because I'll be doing some time-dependent stuff, but I will make sure to answer them before live stream ends. So this heats the tube to around 100 degrees. Nothing crazy, but it's better than nothing. Just so then when the propellant comes in contact with it, it doesn't cool as quickly. It's still going to cool it's still going to cool somewhat quickly, but I mean, it's better than nothing. That's pretty much what I'm saying about it. So now we'll put on the top cap. Also, this live stream probably won't be very in-depth, but look out for the video. Hopefully going to get posted not this, maybe by the end of this week, early next week, the latest. Mid next week, the latest. But keep an eye out for that video. It's going to be really cool. I've been getting some pretty cool shots. So I hope you guys enjoy it. So now I got to just set up the FX30. This is the camera for the video. That's where I had it for the last propellant pour. So I like to change it around so there's some type of difference. So I'm going to try to set up a different angle. I'm not sure. I've gotten a top-down angle. Maybe I'll do a bottom-up angle. That's something I haven't done yet. Just change these angles so the video is not very repetitive, because for the propellant casting video, there's 8 steps that are just completely the same, which I'll probably just browse through them real quick. I won't go in depth with every single pour, because the first pour is the most difficult, but after the first pour, all the other pours are exactly the same. So there's really no point in wasting time and being annoying about it. So I'm gonna have this just like this. I'm just setting up the FX30 before I cast the propellant. I don't have someone here with me helping me. I had someone helping me yesterday. Here's the FX30. It's gonna get a bottom-up shot, which I haven't done. So let's go around. What's up, Long Live Clips? Zero G Prince, did you check out the tripoli? Yeah, I have. I've checked out. I don't know what you're talking about specifically. But yes, I have checked out their website. I think when I was looking for rocketry clubs that are around here, I was trying to, around where I live. I'm sorry, I got my phone also charging, so there's something dangling in that corner. But, okay, I'm going to try to get you guys set up. I'm actually doing this in a walk. Casting the propellant in. The reason I'm doing it in a walk, because it has very tall edges, or sides, whatever you want to call it. And now I'm mixing the propellant also in this. Before I measured out, and I put it in a mason jar, shook it up. But I don't have a mason jar large enough for that. And all the other stuff I have is plastic, and that can create static, which I really don't want to add into this propellant, because it could light stuff on fire. Probably not, but just to be safe, I don't want to. So I'm mixing it in this. Here's my hot plate. This also is very good, because this hot plate, even if I spill any propellant out from this side of the heating pad or heating top, the propellant will not get onto that. I'm sorry, my dog's barking really right now pretty loudly. But, so that's another safety. So this bag is what I put the potassium nitrate in to squish around to get rid of most of the clumps. We got the spatula. My nonstick spatula has red iron oxides all over it. This red iron oxide stains everything. That's why I'm wearing all black, so I don't get stained. We got sorbitol. It's a bit of a mess, because this is my 5th pour now. So I've done 4 other pours before this, so that's why it is a bit of a mess, but that is okay. I got safety glasses. I got my respirator. I'll mess around with this lavalier mic in a second, because It's not going to sound as great when I'm wearing this. I'm sorry in advance for that. At least in the video, you won't get to see all this stuff. Yeah, I would love to fly my own motors, and I do really want to get certified. But the place that's relatively around me, there's a rocketry club, I think about 2 hours away from me. I was reading on their personal, all their mandates and their rules. And one of the rules is that you cannot fly your own rocket motors, even if you're certified in level 1, 2, or 3, which I'm not sure. I might need to look into that. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with that. Okay, let me get this respirator on. I'm sorry, it's not going to sound as great, but let me know if you can still understand me. I'm just going to be a little muffled. So I'm going to change my mic to over here. Can you guys still understand me somewhat, hopefully? Let me know if you can still hear me. I can speak up, or I can turn the decibels up on this, on the mic. Okay, I just got to change this mic. The mic just keeps on blinking. Okay, I can turn up the decibels. I'll just turn up 1, just let me know. This is the loudest setting, so hopefully you guys can hear me good. So we got the FX30 set up. Now we're just ready to measure everything out. So we got my scale right here. Let me get my safety glasses on. The respirator's on. This potassium nitrate, it's not dangerous. It doesn't emit any gases. It's just very fine, and it will get into the air. And then that's why a respirator helps out a lot. The pan, definitely have a large enough pan. When I was doing propellant tests, which I have done, I think a little less than a month ago, which members will have already seen that, because if you're a member, you get bi-weekly update videos, which all this information will eventually be on YouTube, on my videos, but bi-weekly update videos, they're about 10 to 20 minutes, and it just goes into everything I've done the last 2 weeks. It is also very difficult to breathe in this respirator while talking. I haven't need to talk with wearing this respirator, because I'm always by myself. So I can show you guys a sneak peek, but remember, if you're a member, you get to see all this stuff. Here's propellant tests with different granular and milled potassium nitrate. Trying to figure out with bubbles in the thing. Sorry, I'm looking at the chat and I'm also trying to speak, so not great. So those are propellant tests. That's if you're a member, you get to see that stuff. You will eventually see if you're not a member, though. It just takes a few months for my testing in the video. So that's where I'm at. Yeah, so let's, hopefully the framing's looking good. I think I got everything in frame. There's not much. Okay. This little thing's moving down. Alright, so we're going to start by mixing. Here is, up here, up right over there. I don't want to change the camera views where all the ratios are. Here's a checklist that I go through. This is a checklist for the first pour, so there's, non-stick to finisil, petroleum jelly, assemble casting hardware. So this stuff, it really doesn't matter. Now we just start pretty much from here down after the first test. So that's what we got. It's got some liner mass. This is some information I'm going to need in the future, which I won't be able to get back. I won't be able to know the liner mass once I pour the propellant. So what else do I got that I could show? This is all the camera. I got the FX30, my iPhone, my GoPro Hero 12. I think it's actually a 13. Or no, or 12, I don't know. And then my GoPro Hero 8. That's just all the jobs. So, okay. I think I'm gonna get started. Yeah, the checklist does help out so much.
Definitely with like, now I really don't need a checklist because all I'm doing is just mixing stuff up and casting it. But for the first pour, when there's a lot going on and when you're also trying to work on making sure you get the video and then you also cast this stuff correctly, it gets to a lot. Also, if you're watching and you enjoy this, please subscribe, and also you can become a member, which gets you behind the scene access to some videos. You can check out one of the videos that I've shown on my YouTube channel. And also like the stream, please. Okay, it is very difficult to talk in this respirator, breathing in it. The airflow is very restricted. Okay, we're going to start off with sorbitol. Put it on here. We're going to tear this off. Now, up on the wall, I know you can't see this, I have 171.6 grams of sorbitol. This might be enough. If it's not, I have the extra bag over there. So 171.6. Oh no. Yeah. It's 163, which is okay. I'll come over here. I'm almost done with one bag of sorbitol. The crazy thing is this propellant grain isn't even done yet, and it already has 2 times the propellant as SN5 and all my other motors. 171.6. I went over quite a bit there. Oh, very close. Oh, okay. Come on. Just a little bit. Perfect. Okay. Now, also you'll see is everything's labeled, so I don't need to clean all this hardware, all this, what is it, lab hardware, lab equipment every single time, because I obviously don't want cross-contamination, because if I use a potassium nitrate spoon on this, then I'm going to get potassium nitrate in this, which isn't great, so that's why I got everything's labeled. Where did I just put that spoon? So here's sorbitol. 171.6, let's check over one more time, 171.6. We're going to put that to the back. Next is red iron oxide. I'll also go through, if anyone's new in here, I will go through what everything is. So that sorbitol was the actual fuel. I know the rocket fuel is just called rocket fuel, but there's actually a fuel and oxidizer in it. And now, that was the fuel. Now we're going to do a catalyst. This helps speed up the burn because I'm using milled and granular potassium nitrate. Realistically, you want to use milled because it's a smaller particle and burns quicker, but it's way harder to cast because it's way thicker and way more air bubbles. You'll see more on how I picked this propellant in the propellant casting video. I'll go way more into this. So now this is the catalyst. So this is pretty much just rust. It's just ironed rust. Open up this. I will find that spoon for red iron oxide, RiO. And now we need 9.8 grams. This is a lot. I'm doing 2% red iron oxide. Additional to, so if I have 500 grams total, I'll just add another 2.2% of red iron oxide. The SN series, it was about like 1%. Yeah, it was 1%. So 9.8. I'm going to go over again. This needs to be spot on. Because if this is off by even a little bit, each pour is going to burn differently. And that's not what we're looking for. We want, even though we're doing separate pours, we want this grain to act the same. We want it's all the same propellant. So going to take a moment to get perfectly on. 9.8, please stay there. Good. Alright, check over one more time. 9.8, correct. Now we'll go over with this orbital. Okay, now we got the potassium nitrate. Let me check some comments real quick. Oh. Where's Maya is not here helping. She's at college. So I had some of my other friends. I had Angelo, my other friends. You guys will see them in the video. He helped me out last time. No funnel. Well, I do actually have a funnel. I don't know if this is specifically what you're talking about. This is a funnel for the casting, but I'll show you guys when I cast why this really didn't work out too great. So I also have this, which is just no funnel on it. This helps center the coring rod, but now we don't care. Well, now it automatically centers because I have cast the propellant, and the propellant is hardened around the coring rod. So now we really don't need these. Once I take off the storage cap, which was on it right now, the coring rod just stays right in the center. So that's just pretty much for the beginning. Okay, so where were we? We're at potassium nitrate. There. Now I always do milled first for a specific reason. So I do milled potassium nitrate first because it gets stuck and clumped on the beaker. So then when I put the granular, it will help out and get all that rest of that stuff. This is the reason I'm wearing the respirator, because you'll see this will go up a little bit and get suspended in the air. So we're tared potassium nitrate. So we need 127.5 grams of milled potassium nitrate. Potassium nitrate's my least favorite part. It gets all over. It clumps too, which is so annoying. With moisture, it clumps. So that's why I put it in a Ziploc bag after and crush it around with my hands. And then anything I don't get, I crush down when I have it melting with the spatula. So I'm able to get probably 98% of the clumps out. It's going to always be impossible to have every single clump, but it's good enough. So we're going for 127.5. Almost. 127.49. Okay, great. So 127.5. I always check over one more time too. So I've had mistakes where I messed it up and then I just gotta remeasure it, and that is not fun. Alright. This was a 2-pound bag, and we're probably a little less than half a pound now. Well, there's a lot of chemicals that go into it. Okay, so this is measured out. We're gonna open up this Ziploc bag. I'm also gonna add the milled potassium nitrate in here, or granular, sorry. So you can see how some sticks on it. Doesn't matter, all I'm gonna put on there. It shows about 1/4 of a gram is still on there, which doesn't matter because I'm just gonna tear it out. And then the milled will, or I don't know why I'm mixing them up, the granular will knock that off the edges. That's why I do the granular last. So this is my 2 pounds of granular, which is almost gone. I'm going to need to open up a new bag. But we need 191.2 grams of granular potassium nitrate. We have 149, so we'll grab a new bag. This is the last 2 pounds that I have of it. I have a lot more milled for some reason. Or no, yeah, technically. I might need to check over my order. I swear I ordered more granular than milled because this formula has 39% granular, to 26% milled, so I don't know what happened there, but I'll check it out. I have enough for this rocket though, so it should be fine. So how much do we need? 191.2. Overshot a little bit. Here's a clump. They break up pretty easily. You just gotta find them and break them up. I'm just gonna put that one back in the bag because I don't need that much anyways. So 191.2. Oh, almost there. Oh my gosh, I suck at measuring right now. Almost. Alright, we're good. Check one more time. 191.2 grams of milled. We're good. Put this stuff back in. I double bag it. I double bag and also add silica gel packets because moisture is not good for this stuff. That's what makes it clumps up and it reduces the performance of the grain if there's a lot of moisture in it. Yeah, and then also, this is the oxidizer. This provides oxygen to the propellant. Now scratch some at this bottom, try to get all this rest off. You can see some pretty big clumps in there. Close this up. Pretty much just break it around. Yeah, smash it up. Now at the same time, we can bring this up here. I'll go like that. Let me know, how do you guys like the vertical view camera angle, or do you like horizontal better? Honestly, I'm just doing vertical because I'm on YouTube on my phone and I'm not sure how to get horizontal because I think YouTube changed it. If I was going through OBS and connect my camera through my computer, I would be able to do that, but that just takes way more time and it's kind of late and I'm just trying to get another grain, another propellant casted. I'll be having a way more in-depth Mega X live stream. It's going to be about everything about Mega X later in the week once the propellant grain is done. Just an update on everything. If you're a member and you've been up to date on the bi-weekly update videos, then a lot of it will be the same, but there'll be some differences. Yeah, so that's why I'm wearing a respirator. This gets pretty airborne. Small quantities of potassium nitrate, well, this is not health advice, but in small quantities, potassium nitrate isn't too dangerous for you. But, like with me, working with it every day when I'm trying to cast the propellant grain, I get a lot of exposure to it, so that's why I wear the respirator, so I limit my exposure. So, what I just did was I just put all the chemicals in there. This is not heating, but I'm just going to mix it around first. Get any clumps. There's a bit of clumps that I missed. And the red iron oxide is very cool with this because it helps me know when it's mixed pretty thoroughly. If it was just the sorbitol and potassium nitrate, they're both white, so you have no clue when they're mixed. Now I'm just pushing the spatula down on it, and I'll also be chopping later that you'll see. That's just to remove all these clumps. There's a bunch of clumps right now, but by the time it's heated, it'll take probably 15, 20 minutes-ish, maybe 15. I haven't really timed it, but to really heat this up. So in just a moment, I will start heating it up. For me, personally, I start on high, and then once I'll keep it on high, and then once the propellant just starts to liquefy, then I turn it down to medium, and then once it all is almost liquefied, then I turn it to low. I have my temperature gun right here. I'm heating it to 250 degrees Fahrenheit. If you're a Celsius person, convert that over. But 250 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm just shaking this around to try to get the big clumps. The big clumps usually tend to come to the top of the surface. So, okay, it's looking pretty mixed. It's not like perfectly mixed right now, but once we start heating it, and we're still gonna be mixing it, so it will be fully mixed by the end. So, oh, I just got tangled on the tripod. Now this is when we just start this process. This is a very tedious process of casting propellant because I got to do all this that you just saw, plus way more. The first pour is always the most difficult because there's so much more stuff to do. And you do this 8 times. That's what I'm estimating. Each pour is 500 grams, and I have 5 kilograms total, or yeah, 500 grams per pour, 5 kilograms total. But obviously, not all the propellant right now is going to get into that grain. A lot of it will be residue, or what am I trying to say, just still on the pan. Some will drop onto the outside of the grain, which you see over there. So it's impossible to get it all in the grain, but I'll usually have, I think, around like 50-ish grams of waste. I could possibly try to save that and remelt it, but it's 50 grams. Potassium nitrate and sorbitol are relatively cheap where I live. Potassium nitrate is about, this doesn't include shipping, but potassium nitrate is about $4 a gram, and the sorbitol is about $10, or did I say gram? I mean $4 a pound, and sorbitol is about $8 a pound, and red iron oxide is like probably $1 a pound. I haven't bought it in a long time because I have a lot and I don't use a lot, but it's really cheap. So keep the questions or comments or whatever coming every so often. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. If you want to see more behind the scenes content like this, let me know if you want me to do more streams. Also, this is the last time, well, this will be the last time I mention it. You could become a member and see even more behind the scenes stuff. Only $1.99 or $5.99 a month, and it's both the $1.99 and $5.99 pretty much get the same benefits. I just wanted to make sure everyone got the same benefits. It's just however much you'd like to support. Oh. So right now we're looking pretty good with clumps. Not many clumps at all. And we're steadily heating. Surface top's about... Oh, this is actually not heating. That's funny. Glad I checked the surface top. This is not plugged in. Oh my gosh. That's the first time that happened, and it was on live. That's great. Okay, so we were not heating that whole time. Whoops, but okay. Well, once this starts to heat, I'm going to go over here. Just going to check how hot the... Yes, the heating blanket's about 103 right now. Outside's about 100. or like 98-ish. Inside's like about 103. So that's really helping out, heating up that liner. So when the propellant goes on, it doesn't get shocked and just turns cold. Or turns hard. Well, it would turn cold as well. Alright. Now it's on. Should be pretty hot now. 100 degrees. Okay. We're heating up. So yeah, like I was saying, I start on high. And then once I see the propellant to start melting, turn it down to medium. And once the propellant is fully melted, and that's around 200-ish degrees, I turn to low. Still trying to get some clumps out of here. Also, I haven't really announced this yet, but I'm possibly looking for people to help with aero propulsions and help me do some of this stuff remotely. And if you're interested to help out, you'll get shout outs in the video, and also if it just interests you, it can help people get involved with this type of stuff, and obviously for free because I'm funding everything. It'll be some remote positions for data analysis, working on spreadsheets, and really keeping all my information clean, because I've done it, but Mega X, compared to the SN series, is going to have way more data and way more stuff recorded. So, and that takes time. I mean, it's not difficult, just putting it on spreadsheets and organizing it. So I'm possibly going to look for maybe 1 or 2 people who want to help me out with that, if you're interested. And some data analysis as well. Just very simple stuff starting off. Because I will, for Mega X, I do want to characterize my own propellant, which that's something I haven't done with the SN series. But that's way more data analysis. But just in the beginning, just some simple data analysis on, specific impulse, total impulse. Just if anyone wants to help with that, I will probably have some type of application, Google form, that I'll talk to some people, and and I will pick a few people if they would like to help. Alright. Also, it's very, well, you want to move this around you want to keep on moving around. You don't want any propellant just sticking in the same area, because then it'll turn too hot. So that's why we're really moving this around everywhere. Yeah, so if you're interested in that help, I'll probably have a segment in my propellant video about it, and it'll probably just be like a Google form or a link in the description. I'll also post about it on my community tab once I'm able to get there, once I do the Google form and stuff. Alright, we should be pretty close to seeing some melting. Yep, oh, there, just as I said it. Some propellant's starting to melt. So I'll turn it down to medium once we get a little bit more. It's always the right side that starts to melt first. It must be I must not get to that side as much when I'm mixing around, because it always is. Or the left side, did I say right? Yeah, the left side, that's always melts first. Yeah, so now we're getting some pretty good melting. Let that sit for a second. Found a big clump. I'll just break that up. Okay, now I'm going to turn down to medium. So we're getting a bunch of melted clumps. This will get very clumpy before it melts totally. And once it gets that really clumpiness, then I'll turn it down to low. Also, once it gets very clumpy, it's weird. The larger sizes of potassium nitrate, larger clumps, don't incorporate at this moment. When it gets really clumpy, then you could see all the larger pieces of potassium nitrate, and it's way easier to mash those pieces up. Which that is weird. I don't understand why those don't incorporate into the melted mix at that stage, but it helps me out a lot, so I like it. So yeah, see, we're getting pretty clumpy. Let me maybe get you guys a better view. Yeah, now this is the point where we want to constantly be mixing it around. And you can see, like right there, those are all the pieces that of big potassium nitrate chunks that have not incorporated yet. Just want to crumble it like this. Alright, now we're getting pretty clumpy. I'll use a spoon to try to get any of the pieces off from the spatula. Now in a moment this is going to start looking like brownie mix, but it's not. Pretty dangerous. I would not eat this, but it does. This propellant is so much darker than the SN series because it has 2% red iron oxide instead of 1%, so it is substantially darker for just having 1% more of red iron oxide. Alright, now we're going to turn down to low. These are really getting melted here. Well, now I'm just pressing down. This breaks up any residual potassium nitrate chunks. Alright. Getting pretty good here. Now once it's melted, once it's almost at 220 degrees, that's when I will take it off the hot plate for 1 second, set up the camera, start the camera running the FX30, and I'll move you guys, and then I'll heat up again to get it up to that 250 degree, and then it's time to cast. So right now we're probably at like 210, I'm guessing. Yeah, 205. I've gotten pretty good with knowing what temperature this is without even using the thermometer. I usually know exactly when 250 is and when I should pour it, because I've done this, not even counting Mega X, I've done this probably 30 to 40 times, just melting down this stuff, so I do have quite a eye for what temperature it is. Let's break up any residual pieces. Are getting pretty close. Looking very nice. Looking actually very nice. Let me get the sides. The only thing with the wok is the sides don't heat up as good, so you can see how those parts solidify and then I can't reincorporate it, but it's just a little bit, so it's not too big of a percent. Okay, we should almost be there. Yeah, 223, so we're going to put this off to the side for 1 second. I'm going to bring you guys over here because we're ready to cast. This is the fun part. Well, This is the fun part to watch. This is the difficult part for me. But let me get you guys somewhere about here. So it's out of my way. It's out of the FX30. I don't want that in the view. Okay, alright, so FX30 is on. I haven't started recording yet, but now I'm just putting the propellant back on the heating pad and I'm gonna get it to exactly 250 degrees. And I will also take off the cap. "250 degrees is a pretty safe temperature to have it at. That it won't ignite, but a pretty good temperature that it will be pretty liquidy." So we're at 231 right now. And also I'll pour a little bit. This cools down so quickly, I'm going to need to pour a little bit. And I come back to the hot plate and heat it up again. Pour a little bit more, back to the hot plate, and then pour a little bit more. This does, with it cooling so quickly, it does make it very difficult to work with. If this took a long time to cool, it would solve so many problems within bubbles and casting. Solve so many problems. Also, it'd be very difficult for me to use a vacuum chamber to remove bubbles because it cools just so quickly. I'm planning on trying to figure out some type of vacuum chamber in the future, so definitely not out of the picture. It's just more difficult than, say, APCP that chemically hardens, not thermally hardens. So whatever you want to call it. So, okay. We're very close. It looks good right now. It's at 245, so we'll call it there. That's pretty good. One more stir. Okay. Ignition temp's around like 400 degrees. Alright, now this is where I gotta get a nice stream. Alright. That couldn't have went any better. So now I'm going to put it back on the hot plate to heat it up, and this also keeps it hot because I'm going to rotate a little bit. Let me heat this up real quick again. We have about the half left. Alright. I hope this view is good. I'm sorry if it's not, but watch the propellant casting video and you will see very good views. Oh boy, I'm tripping some on the thing. My accuracy is honestly pretty good. And I also need to be pretty high up so it, once it goes into the grain, it's a very small, thin stream so it doesn't hit the corn rod. I will need to use this to get the propellant off the side, but at least I don't want to touch the corn rod because corn rod has anti-stick agent on it, which aka petroleum jelly. And I don't want it to touch that because then if I scrape it off, it's going to take the petroleum jelly with it, and then that takes away the non-stick. It does have a PTFE non-stick coating on it and also petroleum jelly, because in the past I used a silicone tube, and that was pretty easy. I didn't even need to lubricate it because silicone's non-stick. So it's PVC now, so I couldn't find a silicone tube that was the correct outer diameter. All the ones that said that they were 1.25 inches online were not 1.25 inches. And also, it was very difficult to find a rod to go to. I used a bolt, a 1/2 inch bolt for my last one, for the SN series, to go down through the silicone tube to make it rigid. Couldn't find that, so, oh, that's not great, but that's fine. Alright. Oh my, I just realized I'm standing right in front of the FX30. So, for that pour, so I'm not going to see much on that video on camera. Get this little bit left to fit in. Okay, now hot plate turned off. I'm going to put the propellant not on the hot plate. This propellant's just going down. the ignition's about, I think, 400 or 450 Fahrenheit. I'm sorry, I'm not Celsius. So now we're gonna just put this rammer out. This presses down into the propellant on the sides, because we don't want it on the sides. I should probably be wearing gloves, but I'm out of gloves. But none of this stuff is very dangerous, unless if I don't have any open wounds. I'm not ingesting it or any of that sort of stuff. Okay, so looking pretty good. We're going to need to take this off right here. You see how wobbly the core rod is because the new propellant is going down there, heating up the old propellant, making it a little wobbly. Alright. I'm actually going to need to show you guys because I got to see with my flashlight. I can't see down there. But I have to use this flashlight. Okay. Okay, we're trying to get all this down. Come on. Okay. Alright, we're looking pretty good. This is the annoying part now. I need to tamp this to get all the air bubbles out, so may be allowed again. So let me clean off the potassium nitrate from, or well, the rocket fuel from my fingers. Just have a little bit on there. And then I'm going to put on the top cap because that will center the corn rod and tamp it down. Oh my gosh, I wasn't even recording on the FX30. I always get messed up when I'm live streaming, not too focused, but that's fine. I'm going to have many more attempts. I'm going to have 3 more pours, so I'll just do it on that. Okay, so put this over. See how wobbly the center corner of it is now. There we go. Heating pad can come off now. The heating pad, even at 100 degrees, it does a good amount. Now this is very hot right here. It's like 250 degrees. So let's get you guys down a little bit. Should realistically be tamping it right now, but I'm not. I'm going to do it in 1 second. Okay, so now let's start tamping. You may not be able to understand me now. Let me know if you can understand me. I'm actually going to do it on the ground. This is crazy heavy. This is about like I don't know, like 5 pounds right now. About 5 pounds. It's just crazy heavy compared to SN series. SN series had 1 pound total of propellant. This has 8.8 pounds. So that's why in the videos when I'm comparing the size, sure, the actual like length or width is not 8 times as large as SN5, but I'm saying within propellant mass it's 8 times larger. That's honestly what really matters at the end of the day. I hope you guys can still hear me. Please let me know. Let me answer some questions when I'm doing this. What's the timeline for the static fire? Well, I don't really know right now, honestly. Hopefully, I'm hoping at least, like, I'm hoping within a month, maybe. I'm hoping a month. It's obviously taking way longer than I expected, but, well, in one sense it is taking longer than I expected. The other sense is I just set a pretty unrealistic timeline for myself, just so if I have crazy timelines, then I work on it a crazy amount, and then I get more done than if I were to say 5 months in the beginning. So hopefully a month and a half. It's going to be the fall, which is not, well, it'll probably look pretty cool in the video. Because I want to do it before all the trees are gone. The static fires don't look as great without the trees. I feel like the trees just add some cool color. And a lot of this, what I'm doing, needs to look good. Well, it doesn't need to, but I'm running a YouTube channel. So I want a lot of this to look good. Alright. My hand's bleeding. I got like a hole in my hand right there. I don't know how that happened. Maybe like this, because I'm always have it up on this and now it hurts. But I got it like this. I like to tamp for at least 5-ish minutes. And I'll check down in the middle to see how propellant's doing. But with my tests that I will show more on videos, on my tests I did, honestly, tamping helps with air bubbles, but this propellant really doesn't have a crazy amount of air bubbles to start. So because I did a test where I had propellant tamped versus propellant not tamped, and they both had air bubbles. I mean, the tamped one definitely had less, but nothing crazy. Alright, it's really hot right here. You can like feel a temperature gradient. It gets cold, warm, hot, cold. Yeah, this is gonna be crazy. I mean, now seeing it like in person, it's not even fully casted, and there's already 4.5 times the amount of propellant in here as SN5, and it's not even fully casted, and it's so heavy. Now I guess it's gonna be a heavy rocket motor. I actually did a calculation on the motor, on the test stand, and all the infrastructure around it, because I'm gonna need to eventually be able to pick up that structure and put it down in the test stand. It's gonna be around 70 pounds, 60 to 70 pounds, I think, with all the aluminum extrusion. So yeah, heavy. The motor itself is going to be, I think, like 15 pounds, maybe a little less than that. I don't know off the top of my head. I checked out the mass of the whole motor on my CAD, which won't be too accurate. It will be pretty accurate, but not perfectly accurate. I forgot what that was. Yeah, so if members expect a bi-weekly update video early this week, maybe like either maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday through Wednesday, expect a update video. There's gonna be a lot of footage of casting propellant in there. Maybe I can show you guys some footage of casting propellant. I could probably show some footage after some quick footage after this. But I'll save most of it for that members only bi-weekly update video, and also for the actual video. I don't want to spoil too much. Alright, I can take off the respirator now. I still gotta tamp it a little bit more, but we're clear on any suspended particles. Would be on the ground by now. Oh, there's my safety glasses. It feels so much nicer to be out of that thing. So much easier to breathe, and sounds way better. Okay, now my safety glasses. Let's tamp this for a few more minutes. Actually, we can check it right now. We'll tamp it more, but let's just check how it's looking right now. Also, if you guys have any comments, make sure to ask up comments or questions. Let me take this out real quick. Yeah, so we're looking pretty good. Look at that. It's all pretty level down there. That stuff on the side, just disregard that. That's just going to happen.
Oh, I could probably, yeah, I missed that one. All that stuff on the side doesn't really matter. That will get all filled up and bonded to the next pores. And all right, looking pretty good. See how wobbly this is now once it got heated up. All right, we'll tamp it a little bit more. Let me, type of angle do I want to do on this? Go like this. Okay. Let me know if the audio is good because I need to change around the mic. Hopefully it's good. So much tamping. I wish I had like a paint can shaker or something like that where I could put this in and have it, well, yeah, be tough, but something like that. It would be cool. Okay. All right. See how I got the live stream set up on my computer over here. Put this down here. Let me grab the FX30. I can show you guys a quick preview of a few clips. Let me get the SD card out of there. I don't think it's called an SD card. CF Express A card. This camera's pretty fancy, so. While I'm getting the camera, I can put the lens cap on. Okay, I will be back in one moment. I gotta go grab my SD card reader. All right, I'm back. Got the SD card reader. Let me tamp this for another 1 minute, just real quick. You can never tamp too much. It's a pain, so I don't do it I probably don't do it nearly as much as I have to because, I mean, realistically, I should probably be sitting here for 20 minutes just tamping and tamping, but I'll do 5 minutes. Should do pretty good. And this is so scary because I got to cast this whole thing. I have no clue how the finisel end's going to end up. Hopefully there's not a lot of bubbles. Honestly, I'm debating, just for a timeline's sake, I might, even if, well, I don't even want to say it, but even if this grain is somewhat messed up, because obviously we'll never know how many air bubbles are internally because I'm not going to be cutting this in half. I wish I had enough time and resources to do that and just analyze, just cast a full grain, analyze it. But that's just not even really a money aspect. Each grain is probably about $30 worth, $30 to $40 worth of material, which, so it isn't terribly expensive compared to other parts of the rocket. But I wish I could. It's just time. I mean, in total combined, this will take me about 4 days, and then it needs another like week or two to cure and really get that moisture out of it. I'll have it in a plastic bag and with silica gel packets. But actually, time worked is at least like, I don't know, like 10 to 20 hours per grain, which is just absurd, which is a lot of time. So that's why we're going to really try to be streamlining this process, because in the summer, just little future plans. In the summer, I'd like to, if I'm not on to bigger, better things, but I think Mega X is going to be a pretty long series because I'm going to really be testing a lot of things. I'm going to characterize my own propellant. I'll probably make it even longer because we have 24 inches propellant. I might go to 30 inches, but I'm hoping in the summer to test like once every other week, which is crazy, but I mean, this motor is going to be rapidly reusable, so that the actual reuse aspect of the motor is pretty easy. All I got to do is swap out new O-rings, clean it, and assemble it back, which doesn't take too long. It's just the propellant takes the longest part of all this. So we'll be streamlining this propellant process. And also, like I was saying, those people who want to help out would really help save time for me for just doing all these spreadsheets and data analysis and just pretty simple stuff, but still really cool stuff. But I'd much rather be casting propellant than typing stuff in on a computer. Alright, should be good. Now what I like to do real quick, that bottom's fully sealed, but that top, there's still a little gap around it. It'll obviously never be fully airtight, but grab a plastic bag. This is just for the time being. There's definitely some moisture getting into this propellant grain. Obviously, it's impossible to have a 0% moisture content, but and also when I give it it's probably 2 weeks to cure with silica gel packets. That will even pull out more moisture. That's pretty much what I used the 2-week period for, just really because it hardens within 12 hours, I'd say. 24 hours, it's 90% hardened, but that last 10% and really to draw out more moisture is what that week is for. All right, let me tamp this a little bit more. I'm sorry. One more second. All right, we're all tamped. This is heavy. We're about to, just feeling the warmth, we're about to hear. See, I probably 2.5, 3 more pours left. It's looking. Turn off these lights. All right, let me know if you want to see some behind the scene clips right now. Now, if this is when I was streaming on OBS, it would be way nicer. But now you gotta just see my computer like this. Okay. Clips. Here's all the clips I got so far for the propellant casting video. A lot. And this is just on the FX30. I still have probably the same amount of clips on my phone and both my GoPros. Why wouldn't I make the fuel from grains? Yeah, it would be easier. You are correct. But what I've learned is it actually kind of takes longer. For SN1 and a little bit of SN2, or no, just SN1, I did those individual grains and then I fused them together. You don't need to fuse them together and run a Bates model geometry, but I like to fuse them together. I see, but it's difficult because when you fuse multiple together, they need to be perfectly straight, or else it's not going to fit in the straight liner. It's probably not the best way to explain it. Also, you got to trim each section of the cardboard so they line up and there's no big gap and you can fit as much propellant in there. And yeah, so I mean, I definitely could do grains. I might test that out, but if I get time to redesign some casting hardware, I probably would. It would be pretty similar to what I have right now, but just smaller sections. So I definitely could do grains. That's what most people do. But I do. I kind of like the monolithic grain. It's quicker, but it is harder. So there's some trade-offs, but those trade-offs worked out good for me. So that's why I'm using that. Here is a clip. These outside shots look so nice. I need to sand down the outside of this propellant grain or propellant liner because it was a bit too big to fit in the casing. Just slightly larger. So I need to sand it down. And this cardboard puts fibers, whatever you want to call it, the particles everywhere. And inside it would make a mess and also not good to breathe as well. That's how you can get popcorn lung, or what carpenters get, because this is pretty much just wood dust, the same stuff as like sawdust pretty much. But so yeah, I need to sand it down. I got these pretty cool shots. And right now, they're nothing crazy, but once they're added, So that's me just sanding down the outside. I start off with 80 grit, and once I get it to fit in, then I go to 220 just to smooth it out a little bit more. Less friction getting in. So yeah, then I got that. That's the first step. Here's it fitting into the casing. And also, it fits, but say it doesn't, I still can sand it down with the propellant in the grain. But I just rather go through that hassle now. So that's how that's looking. We'll show a few more clips. Here is the PTFE non-stick spraying getting applied to corn rod, finisil, and bottom plate. Here's Vaseline getting added on. This is just a secondary lubricant piece. I'm just really scared. That will probably be the worst thing that could possibly happen, is I cast this and I can't get the casting hardware out. I don't even want to think about that, honestly. I don't want to talk about it anymore because that would be very bad. Okay, here's the first. This is the overhead camera. It's going to be a time lapse probably in the video of. I only did this for the first propellant casting because I don't need to show this multiple times. You guys probably don't want to see me doing that 8 times. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's cool. Here's me tamping it. Interesting angle, but I mean. Oh, here's the second pour. So I had Angelo. His hands are down there. It helps me get around it. Where is... This was from earlier today. Because I did 2. Or no, I did 3 propellant castings today. So that was the last one. Let's do 2 more things. I can show you guys the first propellant casting. Where is that? Because that's when I used that funnel. Which actually didn't work out too well. But, so yeah, here we go. Pretty much. You can just see how it cools so quickly. It just cools on there and it kind of just, I mean, it worked. It definitely worked. I'll probably still use it again, but I definitely need to improvise. Yeah, so you can really see, oh, that's after I scraped it too. And there's very small distance in between there. But it didn't work out as great as I thought it was going to, but it worked out good. It's overall good, but definitely some improvements. There's me tamping. That's not anything. Yeah, so this is just the FX30. I can actually, I'll pull up one more view and then I do need to go. Wait, I actually, where's my other GoPro? I'll be back 1 second. It's probably in my room. Alright, I found it. This is the one that got exploded 2 times. I replaced the lens and put the protective screen on it. It's still surviving. Alright. This shot's pretty cool. I mean, it's not too technical, not a technical shot, but probably so let's look at this real quick. I haven't been in this. Oh, that's because of me scuba diving. It's Puerto Rico. A bunch of other stuff on here. Snowboarding. These are other that's actually SM1's static fires. Where did this get? Oh, okay. What is this stuff? Yeah, more test fires. My dog. I strapped the camera to my dog once. Where? Here. This is just. Oh no. This. Okay. This is another time lapse. I don't know why it's in slow mo. Oh, because. Wait. Is that all filmed in? Huh. That's not good. I don't know where it's saved to. I had a cool time lapse. I mean, it won't be the end of the world if it's not added, but this is another angle that we had above. See Suki right there roaming around. She need to get kicked out because the only thing I'm scared of is this. If I get any on the ground, this is sweet, so she might want to lick it, and potassium nitrate's not great to consume like that, so. There's trace amounts of potassium nitrate and I think like cured meats and stuff, but yeah, that's terrible. There's no way it didn't save because I watched it back. There's a load cell view. Well, that's not ideal. Maybe it's because I don't eject my cards when I never do. I always forget to do that. I just forgot again. Let me see if I can find it on the camera directory. Yeah, I don't know why it's showing up here. It just must be somewhere else. But in the directory, that's okay. But yeah, here's just a cool time. This is gonna be sped up even more in editing, but it's just a cool time lapse of the whole thing. We also had this time lapse of above. It's actually slow mo because we accidentally recorded a segment in slow mo first, but. That's pretty much what I got. So I got what I got for you guys. I've started writing the script for the video, just a little bit of the script, nothing crazy. But I'm gonna start writing the script, compiling videos. Actually, I'll show a few more things. If I even have a few more things. The propellant test. Well, I'll wait for the propellant test. I don't want to show it real yet because I want you guys to. I want to explain it good. So I don't want to. Yeah. So here's all the directory for all my stuff, all my files. Not everything's full yet, but yeah. So that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for liking the stream. Make sure to like the stream if you haven't. Here is Mega X Static Fire Grain 1. Well, hopefully it's the first Static Fire Grain. I'm going to make it the first Static Fire Grain, even if it's messed up. But it should be fine. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Please subscribe, comment, and like. Consider becoming a member if you're not already. $1.99 a month or $5.99 a month. And you get the same perks either way. So $1.99 a month pretty much. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in that Mega X live stream update later this week. Maybe Thursday or Friday or Saturday. We'll see. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.